Okay, welcome back to Bounce Around Charleston. Save More Kids Impact Bash Charity Concert. My guests today, Edwina McGill and Jason Scalzo. They're here to talk about Save More Kids. Welcome to Bounce Around Charleston.
Pleasure to be here.
Thank you. It's great to be here.
Okay. Tell us about Save More Kids.
Well, thank you. Save More Kids is a nonprofit organization that does work in West Africa, Liberia, and what we do is we utilize relationships here in the U.S. with business people, philanthropists, churches to get the work done that we're doing in West Africa. We focus on 6 initiatives, and one of the initiatives we're actually talking about today, the Butterfly Effect, is what we're dealing with the concert.
Okay, so what are some of the work that you do over in Africa?
So one of the things we focus on is an orphanage home of 44 children in West Africa, Liberia, whose parents were killed in the Civil War. And our founders' parents adopted 44 of them, so we support the orphanage home. Another project we work on is women empowerment, dealing with the Period Project, where we distribute hygienic products to women. We also teach them about their bodies and kind of how to take care of themselves. And then they go and turn in their communities, and they're able to teach girls and women in their own communities as well. And another initiative we have deals with boxing. It's our newest initiative, which is, Jason will talk a little bit more about boxing and how that's going to create some opportunities for young people in Liberia.
Okay, so Jason,
Yes, sir.
talk about the Butterfly Effect initiative.
Sure. Well, one of the things that drew me into Save More Kids is among all these initiatives they do, it's predicated on sustainability. So it's the mantra of teach a man to fish, feed a village versus giving him something that'll eventually run out. In conjunction with the home as well as the community outreach that already has taken place, I came up with an idea to bring boxing, the sport of boxing, to the country. In my research, I found that there are 13 active professional Liberian fighters that nobody in Liberia has ever heard of. I grew up obsessed with Muhammad Ali and the work that he did in Zaire and the Rumble in the Jungle, as well as countless athletic idols that I was able to have important, motivational, productive conversations with. These children don't have that. I felt like sport is a great equalizer across all boards, and boxing is something that I've done my entire life and I feel very passionate about, that would instill commitment, dedication, discipline, and ultimately a desire of hope. With our delegation, we have 6 very talented amateur fighters that are coming from a local gym here in Charleston called Hurricane Boxing. But part of Edwina and I's work were to engage those professional fighters that were born in Liberia to come back and stand in front of the children and show a tangible road for opportunity. So we have up to 5 professional active fighters that are known around the world, but just not in Liberia, and we're going to change that.
Okay, why the name Butterfly?
Yeah, well, I'll go back to my influence of Muhammad Ali.
I wanted to say that, but I just wasn't sure.
So we all know the float like a butterfly,
yes.
sting like a bee. Your hands can't hit what your eyes can't see. So there's a lot of symbolism when it comes to a butterfly and the floating over its terrain. A lot of people have corrected my grammar along the way too, making it affect versus effect, but it was extremely intentional. The reason being is a butterfly floats, and it floats over its circumstances. The definition of affect is the emotional impact that it creates. So using, again, the motivation of Muhammad Ali and everything that he did in Zaire and throughout Africa in his entire life, transitioning that to an affect that we have on these children to actually change mindsets. And the only difference in my opinion, between me and the children in Liberia is access to opportunity. Okay. And if we can create just one glimpse of hope for them to pursue, and I've said this before probably ad nauseum, but it's illogical to think all the children that we work with who laces up their gloves and bangs on a bag is going to be the next world champion, but it's an outlet for them. It's a way for them to express themselves. It's great exercise, and who knows, Liberia is a country that's never had an Olympic athlete or Olympic medal, Liberia is a country overcoming quite a bit, and this could be one
And
thing.
this is it's just an amazing opportunity as an organization to have folks like Jason and the Hurricane family and the folks that are coming with us to take part in this work, because it's not enough to just donate something, but the fact that they actually are going to get on a plane and go to Liberia here in about 5 weeks is an amazing thing. And we also have the opportunity to get a corporate sponsor called BOUNCEAROUND out of the UK, who have been phenomenal in supporting our efforts, and they're going to provide all the gear for the children when we have these sessions in Liberia. And Jason can talk a little bit more about BOUNCEAROUND and what they're doing.
BOUNCEAROUND is an emerging apparel company based out of the UK, very boxing centric. I had never heard of it when they reached out to me, but somehow my proposal landed on the CEO's desk. When he read through it, he immediately called, and I was looking at the website while he was explaining his interest, and he literally sponsors some of the biggest names in the entire sport. And as a result of that, credibility went through the roof. And currently, in their state now, they have T-shirts, they have sweatshirts, they have tracksuits, but they're emerging into an equipment company as well. And the company has decided that instead of having the #1 boxer on the planet launch their gear, the children of Liberia will. So the first time the world will ever see a BOUNCEAROUND boxing glove, a BOUNCEAROUND heavy bag, will be in Liberia in our program.
Wow. And a little bit about the concert?
Yes, and Charleston has been amazing in this process. They've supported us for the past 4 years, and what this concert does is raise funds for our team to be able to get to Liberia and provide the equipment and the things that we need to get our work done while we're down there in Liberia.
And when will this concert take place?
It's going to happen this Sunday, May 13th, Mother's Day. So you can take your mom to brunch, and then you can bring her out for a concert. It's a great opportunity for the family, food, drinks, music, and then you're also supporting a great cause too as well.
Okay. For this event, Save More Kids Impact Bash Charity Concert, Sunday, May 13th, 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. Prohibition is at 547 King Street here in Charleston. And for more information, or you want to donate, visit www.savemorekids.org. We thank you all for being here on Bounce Around Charleston to talk about this event. Coming up next,